Alexei Shevchenko of Sport Express reportedly has said that the Wild have asked Kaprizov for his trade list. And as you understand, Kaprizov has a full no movement clause, so he would need to approve any kind of trade to a team. So he said, she said, of if this is real or not. Hey, I mean, anything seems to be on the table. The team's best player, the Minnesota Wild's best player, a top 10, top 5, depending on who you ask, player in the NHL, is offered the biggest contract ever and says no. The door opens to a lot of possibilities.
Yes, it does. Just to follow up the story, Cam Robinson, our buddy, says, according to sources, reports that the Wild have approached Kaprizov's camp for a trade list appears premature. So believe what you want to believe. It is fun to play speculation. And sure, let's play along. What would it take for the Blackhawks to get Kirill Kaprizov? It starts with a 2026 unprotected first-round pick that could be Gavin McKenna. You're probably giving up one of Levshinov or Rinzel. You're also probably giving up two more prospects you love.
Probably giving up. If you're the Wild, you want NHL players and you want your best future assets. So I would assume if it's Kaprizov you're talking about, you're probably throwing out your best player who's not Connor Bedard, so that's probably Frank Nazar up front. Probably throwing in a conversation with Bill Guerin about Rinzel Rinzel or Levshinov. And yeah, you're probably talking about also your own first round pick this year.
That is realistically what it will take to get Kirill Kaprizov. So you got to think of it from a Wild perspective. Okay, we were just willing to make our player the highest paid player in the history of the NHL in both AAV and dollar amount. And he said no. So now they really should be investigating, okay, we can't go into this season, because then what happens? If Kaprizov gets hurt and then just makes it to, and like, let's say he starts the year, he's out for the season, right? Blows his knee out, God forbid. We don't want that to happen, of course. But it happens. The season ends. Minnesota misses the playoffs because they're not going to make it without him. And then he just reaches free agency.
Yeah. Yeah, then you're completely out of it as far as what you can recoup with the Wild, unless you're going to go out there and say, well, you got hurt and you didn't reach that plateau of like the year that proves you're going to be, getting this kind of contract. I think even without that, you'd still talk about him being one of the highest paid players in the NHL until Connor McDavid gets his deal. But yeah, I mean, it becomes a tricky scenario for the Wild because the team needs him. If they don't have him this year, like you're saying, if in that scenario they go from a team that, I think you could have a conversation about them winning the Central Division, to a team that's just like probably in the wild card, and that's a big difference. And moving forward, they have a good group of young players coming together with Faber and Bouillon and Boldy, and they got a contract done with Rossi and everything.
Yep.
Gustafson and Wallstedt and net, it's a good group put together, but you need Kaprizov to be that over the top guy. And if he's not there, it really changes the dynamic of that group and the future of it. And yeah, I mean, he's a little bit older, quote unquote. He's
turned
not
28 in April.
He's not 22 years old.
He's hurt a lot too. 41 games last year, 75 games year before, 67 games in 2022-23, 81 in 21-22, and 55 in 2021.
Well, that was the shortened season.
Sure.
But yeah. I mean, I think he's still the guy the player that he is, you still pay for the impact he has, which is the best player on the team and a top 5 player in the league.
I'm not giving up Nazar, Levshinov, or Rinzel and a first-round pick for Kaprizov at this point in the Hawks rebuild, because if he reaches free agency, all in. It's just money. But
right,
I feel like with a guy with that sort of injury history at that age, it's a risk. And I'm willing to risk money. I'm not willing to risk 3 potential because look, whoever the Hawks draft in the first round next year, even if it's not Gavin McKenna, it's going to be a top 5 pick in a pretty solid draft. So you're looking at another cornerstone type player. So you're trading 3 cornerstones, all under the age of 23, or 23 or younger, basically, for a 28-year-old. He'll be 29 at the time, injury-prone, record-breaking deal until McDavid signs. That's risky